What is going on, guys? Ryan from Livin Salty here, and welcome to the second episode of Work Smarter Not Harder. In today's video, we're going to be going over 3 tips for beginner fishermen. This could be a very beginner episode, but these beginner tips are essential if you guys want to have a good time out fishing on the water. So diving right into it, tip number 1 is going to be get yourself a good tackle box. So this is my inshore tackle box. It's an Ugly Stick tackle bag. Got it off Amazon. No plug for Ugly Stick. This is not sponsored or anything like that. They did not send it to me. But you just want to make sure you have a good tackle bag here that has everything you need. So I'm going to open up my tackle bag really quickly for you guys. Now I got all my tackles sorted. So I have all my terminal tackle in one. I have all my soft plastics in another. Got poppers in the other, bucktails in another, and I have everything in my pouches, all of my tools, hardware, extra mono, everything I need is in this pack. So when I want to go inshore fishing, I just grab this bag and go. Getting a good tackle bag is essential, guys. You want to make sure that as a beginner, you want to spend a little bit of money on a good tackle bag. That way you can have everything in one spot. You can stay organized, you guys. So I have my everything sorted in the way that I like it. That way you're not fumbling through a backpack or a ginormous bag with everything thrown into it. You guys want to stay organized. That way, if there's a lot of fish action happening and you guys need to switch something up quickly, you could do so very easily because you know where everything is, as opposed to just a jumbled pile mess in the middle of a backpack or something like that. So invest in a nice tackle bag for yourself and you'll have a better time out on the water. Moving into tip number 2 is going to be learn your knots, guys. This is something I still struggle with because I am not very good at tying knots, but I do have some good knots that I like to use in the back of my head. So guys, watch some YouTube videos and everything like that. Look up online best knots for what scenarios, but have those knots in the back of your head. So I use what's called, I think it's a uni knot, but I call it the fisherman's knot. It's a very basic knot. I'll throw a picture of what one looks like up on the screen. I use that for 90% of everything I tie. Hooks, lures, everything. It's my favorite. It's my go-to knot. The knot literally never fails me. You guys should definitely use this knot if you guys are a beginner. I have my favorite what's it called, braid 2 mono knot that I use. It's called the FG knot, and I have the way that I like to do it, so that way if I ever have, so when I have to tie braid to mono, I know exactly what to do and I don't have to sit there and think about, ask questions, fumble, look online. I know exactly what knot I'm going to tie, and I just have these 2 knots in the back of my head, and any other knots that I know, which is not too many. I usually just use those 2 knots in every scenario, I think. And yeah, so know your knots before you guys go out. You guys want to make sure you're educated early for a better time out on the water. And tip number 3 I have for you beginner fishermen out there is to just spend a little bit more money on bait and tackle than you think you're going to need. When you go to the tackle shop, you guys don't, I know it might seem a lot of money to go out there and buy rods, reels, and line and everything like that, that when you go to buy your artificial lures or your bait, you might just choose to get dead shrimp over live shrimp just to save a couple bucks, or you're going to just buy one package of artificials and try them out. I just encourage you guys to go out, buy a bunch of different things that look different. So you guys might want to buy like a squid, an artificial squid, and then the shiny spoon, which is one of my favorite lures to use. And then you guys want to buy a top water lure or something. Just have a large variation of different artificials to use. That way one thing might not be working that day. So you guys want to be able to switch things up and cast out different lures. And same goes for your bait. Live bait, actually, like you guys can buy live shrimp. I just found that recently. Live shrimp isn't as expensive as you think it was. Down in the Keys over the past week, I paid about $4 for a dozen live shrimp, and usually pay about $4 for a package of frozen shrimp, which there's probably like 20 dead shrimp inside those package. So it costs a little bit more to get live shrimp, but it's definitely worth it. You're gonna have way more, much more successful time out there on the water, and it's definitely gonna be worth it. So make sure you guys spend just a little bit more money on bait, because you're gonna be investing all this time into this sport, and you guys wanna make sure you have the best chance possible to be successful at it. And that's going to wrap it up for the second episode of Work Smarter Not Harder. I hope you guys enjoyed this beginner fisherman guide, and I hope it helped you guys out. If so, let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this short couple minute style beginner tip video, let me know also in the comments down below. I really appreciate it. If you did find it helpful, please hit the like button and consider subscribing down below. It really helps me out a lot and allows me to keep making videos just like this one for you guys. And until my next video, remember to keep living salty.